Hello and welcome to Sciprex. In today's video, we'll explore on data engineer. Firstly, short recap on what is data engineer is. A data engineer is an IT professional who designs, builds, and maintains systems for collecting, storing, and analyzing large volumes of data. Their main goal is to ensure that data is accessible, reliable, and properly structured for use by analysts, data scientists, and other stakeholders. Here are some formal and beginner-friendly data engineer interview questions and answers. Q1. How do you ensure data quality in your workflows? Answer. I apply data validation at multiple stages of the pipeline: source ingestion, transformation, and before loading into the destination. I use tools like Great Expectations and write custom Python scripts to validate schema, data types, null values, and data ranges. Additionally, I implement alerting mechanisms for anomalies and failures. Q2. What experience do you have with cloud platforms such as AWS or Azure? Answer. I have extensive experience with AWS, particularly with services like S3 for storage, Glue for ETL, Redshift for data warehousing, and Lambda for event-driven computing. I also use IAM for access management and CloudWatch for monitoring. I've automated infrastructure provisioning using Terraform to maintain reproducibility. Q3. How do you optimize data processing performance? Answer. I optimize performance by choosing appropriate file formats like Parquet or Oracle, partitioning data effectively, leveraging caching in Spark, and distributing workloads efficiently. I also monitor job metrics and logs to identify bottlenecks and tune resource allocation accordingly. Q4. Describe a time when you had to deal with a data outage. How did you handle it? Answer. At a previous company, a vendor API went down, halting a critical ETL job. I immediately paused dependent pipelines, notified stakeholders, and implemented a retry mechanism. Once service resumed, I backfilled the data and performed validations before resuming the full pipeline. Post-mortem analysis led us to implement better failure handling and monitoring. Q5. How do you manage metadata and data lineage? Answer. I use tools like Apache Atlas and Data Hub to manage metadata and track data lineage. This ensures traceability and compliance. I also document schema changes and maintain version control using Git to keep all stakeholders informed of modifications in the data infrastructure. Q6. What is your experience with SQL and data modeling? Answer. I use SQL daily for querying, transforming, and analyzing data. I'm comfortable with complex joins, window functions, and CTEs. For data modeling, I follow best practices like star and snowflake schemas, normalization where necessary, and dimensional modeling to support BI tools. Q7. How do you collaborate with data scientists and analysts? Answer. I ensure they have access to clean, well-documented, and reliable datasets. I work closely with them to understand their data requirements, build tailored data marts, and offer guidance on data availability. I also involve them in schema design discussions to align on analytical needs. Q8. What tools do you use for orchestration and workflow management? Answer. I primarily use Apache Airflow, leveraging its tag-based scheduling to manage dependencies and monitor task execution. I've also worked with Luigi and AWS step functions in specific projects. These tools help streamline pipeline execution and automate recovery. Q9. Can you explain your experience with data pipelines? Answer. Certainly. I have designed and maintained scalable ETL pipelines to ingest, transform, and load data from multiple sources into a centralized data warehouse. I primarily use tools like Apache Airflow for orchestration, Python or Spark for transformation, and Redshift or Snowflake for storage. My focus is on ensuring data quality, pipeline reliability, and timely availability of data for analytics teams. Q10. Can you describe your experience with big data technologies like Spark or Hadoop? Answer: yes, I've used Apache Spark for distributed data processing of large datasets, both in batch and streaming contexts using PySpark and Spark SQL. I also have foundational experience with HDFS and MapReduce, though Spark has been my go-to tool in recent years due to its performance and ease of use. Hope Data Engineer question and answers will help you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Sciprex, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching Sciprex. Keep learning and stay inspired.